Hello again, YouTube. This is the Truth Man. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simping All Subject channel. I'm getting back to the financial videos, and I want to talk about the basics that most of us don't do that leads to the trouble that we have financially. Now, it be stuff like divorce too. It's like you get married, you know, things change, you get divorced, and that makes it bad too. That's why, like in my area, I'm seeing a lot of dudes 60s and they 60s still working, and I guarantee you some of that is from divorce. Some of it might be mismanagement, like what we're gonna talk about, but some of it's from divorce. Like they just trying to bounce back from divorce. Listen, man. Little off subject. We talking about money, but little off subject, little on subject. You gotta stop relying on marriage. You gotta learn to love yourself. You gotta learn to love your life as a single man. You gotta learn how to go places by yourself, how to be in your apartment or your house by yourself and enjoy yourself. You have to, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna try to get with one of these women thinking that's the answer, and you're gonna just be fighting like cats and dogs and end up divorced. And it's even worse when she sticks around for a long time. Like, that's why the Most High be judging some of these women. Like, he be judging guys for how they be doing too, but he be judging these women for how they be knowing they don't like a dude or knowing they don't want a dude, and they'll marry him anyway, and then they divorce him, and now he getting broke off. He in poverty. The Most High be avenging some of these guys. I know he do, because I know how he works. You can't do that to people. Like, you can't, a well-intended man, you just being a complete problem and y'all end up divorced. And then you think you gonna find somebody else. You gonna be somebody's side chick. You gonna have the best liar in America. Or you gonna have a pookie. That's how it be working for most. I'm telling you, it ain't no lot of happily ever after stories for these type of women I'm talking about. So, but the basic things we do in our finances that create these problems, and they don't happen overnight, they happen over time, year after year, making the same mistakes. You can't tell me. I know. Credit is bad. Still buying cars, knowing they're gonna give you the horrible cars that's at the bottom of the ocean, cars that wasn't maintained, and then you get it and it breaks down and you get mad, man, I ain't paying this. And so now you got that on your credit. They give you the adjustable rate mortgages. You say, man, I just want a house. You can't tell me. I know my mortgage, they was finna raise my mortgage on my adjustable rate back in, what year was that, 2001? From $507 to $1,130. That was gonna be devastating. So what I tried to do, I tried to move. I ended up like selling that house and getting another house, thinking, okay, well, maybe this time they won't give me an adjustable rate. And they did again. So the first basic that people do not do is base their bills on their take-home pay. They be looking at, even like when you go, let's say you go get a car. They do that on purpose. They be looking at your gross, not your net. That's the mistake number one. Like, you gotta be going by what you take home. But you also have to consider What if I start hating my job? See, one of the reasons why people be getting all these new cars in my area is because these car mechanics is crook. I trust the alley mechanic that's just going around fixing cars more than I trust the dealership. This car I'm driving right now was perfectly fine until that dealership start messing with it. And they start messing with it and went downhill, and they always had an excuse. They always tried to make me think that they'd go in the extra mile. But after I started thinking about it, and when I saw them dudes just standing there laughing, I'm like, these dudes are tearing my car up. It's like, this how people is now. Guys be on such feminist stuff. If they don't like the way you look, or they racist or something like that, they'll try to set you back somehow. That's what's going on now. Like, yeah, they'll try to rip a woman off, but they be trying to set dudes back. It's like guys be jealous, and they want to cost you some extra money. They be on that feminist stuff. Like, one time I got into it, like, real bad because I had gay dude. I had this Grand Prix 2008, just recent. And I gave him all this money to fix it. And I kept having to take it back. And so when I took it back, I was just putting him in his place, and he was trying to say stuff back. And it was making me mad. It was making me like kind of feel violent towards him. But I had to control myself because I ain't finna catch no extra charges over these crazy people. But I didn't like how he knew what he was doing wasn't right and was still trying to sit up there and argue with me. Man, I wanted to punch dude in his jaw. But I kept my composure. So, but the first thing is, you don't negotiate your bills based on your gross. You negotiate your bills based on what you take home. And you negotiate your bills based on how you feel about your job. Now, when you make bills, you shouldn't make bills without the ability and the effort to save your money. Because if you can't save money, then you shouldn't be making that bill. See, that's where we mess up. That's number 2. We just don't save. We don't save. It says 72% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. And a lot of that 72% are people that have been on their job for years. They just not saving. I was doing the math. And I was like, even if a person just saved $25 a week, that's $1,200 a year. You on your job for 10 years, you got $12,000. $12,000 is not gonna make you rich, but you ain't gonna be check to check either. So that just proved that people just not saving. And I think they said, was it 64% of Americans don't even have $1,000 saved up? So that we just not saving, man. So some of this stuff, in fact, I would say the majority of this stuff, we gotta look at ourselves, man. We gotta look at ourselves. When I say we, I'm talking about in general, you know. So we just don't save. The next thing we don't do is we don't divvy them bills up right. Okay, let's say your bills, right? Let's say your mortgage or your rent, your car note. Let's just say your mortgage is $1,000 a month. Your car note is $400. And let's just say your other bills combined are like $1,200. So that's like $2,600 in bills, right? And let's say you get paid every week and you make $1,000 a week. Okay? Your bills is $2,600, so you know that for you to pay your bills, you gotta look at this dude. Just stop walking up to this car like that. For you to pay your bills, $700 a week. Let me see. Well, no, actually, it's six. If it's $2,600, that's $650 a week that you set aside. You can pay all your bills. Now, that granted, you only gonna have $300 left. But remember how I told you, even if you only save $25, let's say you've been on your job 10 years, you'll have $12,000. And okay, so that's 25, so that brings you up to $675. Now, okay, you gotta eat, so you saying maybe $200 a week on food for a single person? $200 a week on food. That, or even if you're not single, $200 a week, if you know how to grocery shop, you can make it on $200 a week. So now you at $875. You still got $125 left if you want to buy clothing items, if you want to go somewhere. You still struggling. That's another point I'm showing you still struggling, which most people, the next thing, we just not doing enough. Like, people be trying to work one job knowing they be broke at the end of the week. No passive incomes. You working one job, like I said, you making $1,000 a week. Your bills are $650. Then you saving your money. You got a little money saved up, but you not saving enough to get rich. You're not saving enough to be, because even if you worked a job for 30 years and you kept saving that 25, you'll only have 36,000. You not flat broke, but that ain't enough out here. So the next thing is people just ain't doing enough. You ain't got no second job. You ain't got no passive incomes in most cases. You ain't got no side hustles. You should be having side hustles, like, just to be able to save more money. And that should be your main goal, is to save more money, not to go on trips or any of that. But your main goal with the side hustle should be to save more money. So we ain't got no side hustle, we ain't got nothing going to supplement these incomes. The next thing is,